Shout out to Tekken. Got that 9 months Bruh Club membership tag. I had to jump up and say thank you. Upgraded this shit. What's up, Dioshland? Caps on. What up, Tree City West? What it do? What it is? What's up, Clay? Hello to all those out there in the real world. This your boy Crypto Bruh, aka More World Peace, the DJ / producer. Coming back again with another lousy video about the Zen world. Yeah, Zen world. Zen world. You can't kill us. We just cheer. Shit goes down further and we're like, yes. Finally. Been saying this for months. I've been saying this shit for months, man. This is pretty funny though. Tell me about yourself. I'm dumb. You're hired. We need you at XENblocks. We're looking to now you self-employ yourself as XENblocks. As Zen in general, you are a self-employed employee. You can actually go and have a part-time job, and then in the nighttime you can put on the whole Superman suit, jump onto the X, and save first principles one post at a time. You too can be here with us. But this is where I'm sad about the Zen price right now. What's up, y'all? It is May 14th, 2024. Theoretically, it is the birthday of Phoenix. Happy birthday, Phoenix. Look at it, look at it, look at it. Oh, this ain't Phoenix. I've been using Google Chrome for all of my crypto activities. Way better than Brave. I use Brave for entertainment now because there's no ads. But yeah, Rabby Wallet plus Google Chrome. Shout outs Frank White. It's a fact. It's fucking butter. It's toast and butter. So there ain't no reason to do anything else. They got me. But yeah, Phoenix. Shout outs Phoenix. It's its 1 year birthday today on Ethereum. So that's pretty awesome. Big ups to Joe Blau. In case you don't know about Phoenix, it's a way to enhance your staking principles with Zen. So in Zen, theoretically, you can only stake for 1,000 days, and there's no penalties. As people decide to unstake their Zen, they can always end early, and there's no penalties. That's cool for the staker, but for the staking class, you know, you might want a better opportunity, and that's what Phoenix does. Phoenix provides early in-stake penalties, as well as it provides a reward of inflation. As Phoenix is created, Phoenix is put into a reward pool that's flushed every, I think it's 60 days, to stakers based on your shares. So a lot of cool shit here, man. I fucking like Phoenix. It's just a really big brain activity. And if you in today's crypto world, you know damn well motherfuckers don't want to think. What's up, you guys? Don't nobody want to think no more. Everybody's like, gimme.
I didn't learn anything in the last 8 years. I'm in the same place I was in 2017.
That's what the fuck I'm hearing on the internet. I'm over here like, yo, why didn't they send Zen to the L's? This not even in the Shadow Realm yet. I'm still waiting for Zen to enter the Shadow Realm. That's when we break out of this RSI. So we're not in the Shadow Realms just yet. Max Payne ain't here. I don't know who's twiddling their thumbs, fucking with us. Wish they would just sell already. But I think this is just part of the game. I feel like, what's his name from the Boondocks? Not Hewley. Fuck, what's his brother? The one with the fro. Maybe it's Hewley. Maybe if you know, leave a comment. But yeah, I feel like him. Where the rest of the world is spinning outside of the principle of the matter. And principle always reappears because when we get too far out into chaos, the only way, it's like grabbing, it's like you're like floating through a chaotic river and then, oh my God, there's a branch I can grab onto. So sometimes those branches pop up and, you know, it's up to you really to understand, hey, that's a branch and I'm in a chaotic river. Maybe I might want to grab that branch to save my fucking life. All right. So in crypto or in the overall markets in general, I would say with the finance in general, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just like you. I work. I put myself to work and I create fiat. You know, same shit as crypto can be, or at least how I'm living my crypto life now. I love proof of work because it's something like that. It represents my work ethic. The more I work, the more proofs I have, the more I can show that I'm doing something. And it's, you know, it's awesome when it's brand new. Like you guys know about xeNFTs. If you don't, you need to learn. And that's what Zen is. Zen has that DNA of mining or of proof of work. Yes, it's happening inside of the Ethereum virtual machine. So theoretically, the proof of work is participation, because participation is based on how long you mint for. So if you're minting and you are participating, you're probably waiting for your Zen on the other side. And yeah, this is a reoccurring thing. And this is what's crazy about Zen is it's built on the back of the ideology of mining. And miners have a bad name in buying and selling world. And I don't know why. Actually, I have no clue why. And that's why, again, I think X1 is really the answer to bridge the gap between miner and user so that they can work together to create a new paradigm. No more, hey, the miners they just do it for the money. You feel me? Like that, I hate that narrative in crypto. And that's what we're dealing with right now. You would essentially blame this red candle and Zen on miners. Theoretically, yeah, but not really, because we're not oversold. So miners are really not selling. It's still a trader's world. And these traders are finally eliminating a trade that's been in progress since fucking October of last year, dude. This shit has been happening for so damn long. And it's still not October. It's still not October. Now, what I would say is in this moment, I don't think there's enough stupid people in the community now to continue the pain. They are dumping the shit out of this shit, and they still didn't get community coins, because I'm not going to dump my Zen. And I know some other mentors that are in the community as well that are not going to dump their Zen. And yeah, this is just a ring around the rosy bottom of, hey, who's going to move first, knowing the Zenian isn't moving, right? So I really am enjoying this entertainment because that's all it is. And then it's also entertaining, like watching like the hidden bodies in the background that like they're pros in. But then when shit gets crucial or critical, and then the ideology should shine harder than the statistics, you don't actually see those people step up and go like, yo, this is something I believe in. And statistically, in this present time, it is not what we believe is it's constant. But theoretically, we know it's going to return because its statistics are based on chain congestion. And again, there's not many cryptos in existence that are actually connected to chain congestion. That is what Zen is at its core. That's what all of it is. We just fucking latch onto a block or to something, rah, and we put a stamp on that bitch, you know, and then we say, hey, in 400 days, I'm going to revisit you. But in this moment in time, I need all of that block so I can make a fairly launched coin, the most of it. The only way to make the most of it is to fill the block, right? So it's almost like that's why I always think of like, what are the thought attacks for Zen that everybody has? Like they just come at me with these thought attacks. And like the funniest one is the idea that we shouldn't take up the whole block. That one is the funniest thought attack. Because when you think about crypto and the reason it was invented, it was so that we can migrate our financial state, essentially. Well, that's why Bitcoin was invented. I shouldn't say crypto, because crypto is very broad. So let's bring it back to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was invented in 2008 to answer the banking crisis. That's all it was made and designed for. It had all these other cool things that we do now in 2024, like ordinals and shit. But the focus point of development was, how do we recreate the monetary system as a fucking coin or as a program, really? And I mean, yeah, you take a simple idea as taking a hashing algorithm and connecting it to the idea that, hey, people are making this, right? These are prehistoric ideas that created Bitcoin. Bitcoin's only $62,000 because of this bullshit. So why wouldn't it be the principles of how everything should create value, right? So like that's Bitcoin. Now you're looking at Zen in the same state. The only way to get it is to maximize your value of power, and power is relevant to the size of the block. So now everybody's telling us to question that shit. Like, wait, don't look at the blocks like that. Like, we just wanted you to be on top the blocks. we just want you to work around the blocks. Like, don't actually be one with the blocks, right? I guess in Solana they're called slots. And yeah, so on Ethereum, again, when Zen is at its most popular, it disrupts the chain, as well as when it's in its least popular, it's still on the Gwei board. So there's still people mining, because outside of the, you know, the loud side of things where people are acting like Zen is not an impactful token, where they're still on that 2022 shit, thinking that Zen is spam, or thinking that this process of creation is vapor. Yeah, they're in a rude awakening, in my opinion, because X1 is 100% focused on eliminating this conversation so that you can move the fuck on, right? On X1, we won't be talking about gas. We'll be talking about new conceptual ideas of IoT, which is the Internet of Things. We will be talking about enterprises moving said processes from, let's say, a physical organization to possibly a corporation on chain. These are real futuristic facts that are fucking in our faces. And yeah, you can go do the research if you like, but these things cannot be possible if we do not understand how block space works. Because Ethereum ain't it. Everybody shows up gas too high, right? Layer 2s suffer from the same thing. And then Solana, we're already looking at what's going on here, and we get it now. Most people are sending priority fees from behind the scenes and leaving the users to have failed transactions or pay a premium to get this experience, which is fine. Some people got cheap Netflix, some motherfuckers got premium Netflix. So it's the world we live in, right? But again, I think the real question in crypto, or the next movement, is beyond that, which is block space, and how is that handled, and how fast can we move these packages, right? People don't give a fuck about your delivery service until they start getting their fucking packages, right? And that's how I think of all these other blockchains. They're very slow. Solana's really nice. And again, XEN is a representation of Ethereum of itself. It's a reflection. It's a reflection in the pond of Ethereum. So there's no reason why you shouldn't keep it, in lineage with that. This is a fairly launched crypto solely focused on taking up the block and making coins based on the time and date of creation. That's it. There ain't no other things going on here. Sometimes it dumps because people have created a fantasy game that when more people are hip to, I mean, obviously it didn't even last that long this time, but yeah, there's a fantasy game in here where they're using the low Gwei days to mathematically figure out how many days they can get with selling Zen down. So that's pretty much what happened here. Zen popped off, people started to mint, and then, greed takes in, and now we're here because this was it. Like the sellers, didn't show up until there was a greed action or there was an opportunity to create income, right? I'm going long on Zen, so maybe this is something I practice in the future. But for me personally, I'm going long where I'd rather just max mint and claim, set up good mints and good spots in the calendar, like a Thanksgiving time, a Christmas time, a New Year's time, maybe a birthday, maybe a weekend, being very strategic of where I place my mint, my creation of coins, so that I can reap the benefits of being in the know, right? There's now there's going to be a know, right? And slowly more people will comprehend, and these coins will continue to be made. And then the scale comes in where the AMP is going down every day in Zen, right? So right now, this is only right now. And it's really, really amazing to see the behaviors and the conversations that are happening at this bottom of a chart. I've never seen people so emotional to something they're not even associated with, but I guess that's just what it is. So what I mean by that is I think there's a lot of people who aren't even minting Zen. They just have an opinion. They've had it for a long time because they sold back here. Then they they didn't have to get back in right here is where I'm at with it. People who sold all throughout August, they haven't had to get back into Zen yet. So they've been able to have the same horn since August. They've been able to toot there. Sometimes it got a little nerve wracking, like right here. They're, oh shit, it might pop off. Then right here, oh shit, it might pop off, but then it didn't. And again, I think the reality here is that the community isn't matured. The market isn't matured. And then as well as things are changing up in Zen, which prove the community is growing in different angles. And that's okay, actually, to watch happen. It's really giving off Bitcoin vibes. Bitcoin, before it was everything, it was started as like a core, Bitcoin core, like people were like, I want to be in the core of Bitcoin. That's where you get, I think, your Udis, your Eric Walls, your Peter Shafts, whatever those dudes are, all those dudes that are Bitcoin people now. Like those guys back in 2010 when they were trying to be in the core, they made a bunch of different types of communities with all the same mission, which was Bitcoin's success. And again, Bitcoin was so transparent. It's so easy to pick up and write a narrative for, right? I guess you can say Roger Ver and Tony Vase, they were the ones that were talking about, yo, we need to pump this shit. Like, we need to get financial into this bitch and pump this shit. Then you had like your Jack Levins, your Tollys, your Erics, your Udis, who else? Your Caseys. You have all those developers at the same time being like, nah, this is an ideology purpose of creation of IoT. Like, you could take this technology and dominate the world, right? Versus you can dominate the Wall Street. I think Wall Street domination in crypto has been pretty cool, but that's definitely not the end game. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for people who can't get stupid enough to get under the crypto to maybe buy an ETF. Maybe they do it before it's way too expensive, right? So again, going back to Zen and how it has these characteristics of there's many communities doing their own thing, but there is a core where people still want to be in the core, right? And that is following XENblocks, understanding why X1 needed XENblocks to protect the integrity of the ideology, because Zen isn't it, unfortunately. But I still love Zen because it's an awesome name, like XEN, Zen. Like it's easier to explain to people. Like if I want to explain X1, geez, I'm opening up a whole ass Jumanji fucking set. We're gonna have to sit down, and I'm gonna have to explain to you what is going on in X1. But with Zen, I could tell you it's just 400 lines of code, and it's the fairest launch crypto in an EVM setting. In any, or I mean, now we gotta change up our terminology because we're gonna be on Solana, and that's definitely not EVM. So it's just a fairly launched crypto that it prioritizes block space. That's all we do. We just prioritize block space, and we believe that people should want to own a block if they feel the need to, and it shows up in the form of Zen. So the smartest way to fill the block would be to give it the most time of maturity, of incubation, right? And then, fill it up as much as possible, which is 128 VMUs. If you can't do that, then of course you can fractionalize your bigger block into smaller blocks over time. But yeah, this is a block concept. Like that's why we are really hyper focused on how blockchains work, because if a block is being intercepted or interrupted, how is everybody on the planet going to get online? And right, and we go right back to the Fair Crypto Foundation idea here, which is mass adoption. I don't know if you've ever been to faircrypto.com. I think it's like this. It's a .io. They gotta have every angle. I'm preaching. Fuck it. If you're on X right now and you want to join the chat, feel free to come over to the YouTube. That's pretty much where I keep my chat up. .org. And that's right. Like today, actually, I'm feeling very confident in what we're producing, because even this, like I said, this rug to me is so trading. It has all the trader vibes, and it has hater vibes, confusion vibes. And that's kind of why for me, I've never been in a place where I actually know to hold the coin. Usually I'm never in the position to be like, oh nah, you can hold that. Like this is some bullshit. I'm typically running with my head cut off, trying to understand what's going on, right? So this is a normal cycle, and this is going to be an ongoing cycle, and I'm very curious to how the reality is going to keep the monopoly going on this go around. And it's crazy to see it on Zen, because you don't see it on everything else. I almost think DXN is getting look, if you haven't seen DXN price, geez, we'll let it load. But see, Fair Crypto Foundation, when you go, it says research development community, right? So this is exactly that. This is all about research and development. It just so happens to be they got a blockchain and they have a good narrative, which is people were asking for it. It always makes me laugh inside, because it's like life is simple and ideas are easy. Everybody has almost the same idea. Like we're all living in parallel. Technically, like if you're following the Crypto Bro channel, big ups to you, man. You're in fucking parallel with the progression of whatever the fuck is coming next. Like we are at the rim, ladies and gentlemen, of the technology flip. Whatever is about to happen, we're going to see that shit in real time. I mean, we're seeing it every second. I have to wake people up to the idea of conditioning for reward points. McDonald's is grooming people and reward points now. They used to do the fucking dollar menu. Now they're grooming you with reward points. So if you show up to the McDonald's with no reward points, nigga, why didn't you know about the reward points? That's the coldest one. Like, damn, I gotta download your app. Someone run the data on that. What in 2024? How like, who's downloading the most like apps? I think food would be the highest right now. Like, straight up. Maybe I'm tripping because I live in New York, but there's 8 million people here, so I I have to have some kind of conceptual idea of the masses. And everybody in New York got the McDonald's app, dog. Running points. That's how they do the dollar menus with that motherfucker. So knowing this is where we are, we're moving to the digital age. You know, the internet is becoming tokenized. Properties are becoming tokenized, right? McDonald's is becoming tokenized, right? What, you know, how do we build infrastructure on this? Because Bitcoin ain't it, and Ethereum ain't it, right? And that's why, again, it's the best marketing I've ever seen. Because, yeah, now they get to make X1 because people know that there's no answer to the actual question of how does America get online, or how does the world get online? Realistically, how does America get online? Because if Americans can get into crypto as an IoT experience rather than greed or glamour, right? It feels like we're in the dark ages. Like, everybody only uses their phone for fucking like DraftKings, bruh, and like, what the fuck? Or was it a FanDuel, bro? FanDuel has gotten so massive. They got FanDuel bars now. You can bet on your phone and go to the bar. Double lose, double whammy yourself in real time. Wait, what the fuck? This cannot be the end game. This has to be the dark ages. It just doesn't make any sense to me why we don't see more IoT in reality, but it does when I look at an infrastructure setting where if you had a whole bunch of people on Ethereum or on Bitcoin trying to redeem reward points to wash their fucking clothes, and the blockchain is congested because Zen Crypto is trying to grab every single block, yeah, maybe there's no future in that congestion. And I think that is why, again, if you're in Zen, we're spearheading that shit full blown with this X1 bullshit right now. And when we land on Solana, we're gonna show people that Solana works, but only if you know how to set a priority fee. And when you know how to set a priority fee, now Solana has to has to turn into a dynamic fee blockchain, because I honestly think people do prefer that. It's just the way it is. Like, humans want to be first. People want to be first. And building and scaling your chain, that's the issue that Solana is going to face. They can fix it up, though. They got the capital now. The craziest thing is that X1 is the answer, and it's already ready. So they can polish it up. You know, they could put the makeup on, in my opinion. And people don't have to know about this hiccup, just like the rest of these blockchains. People don't have to know that we went to Polygon and just straight jumped it. You know, people don't have to know that you know, Avalanche, we did the same thing, we jumped that. Binance, we jumped that. Like, people don't need to know that that's what Zen did for Zen to be hot, right? It's the developers know that we did that to them, and now they got to figure it out, because X1 is on the horizon, and when it's live, like, they built the billboard for us. Even that's why I'm like, yo, Solana is in cahoots with old school Bitcoiners. This has to be I missed Ethereum EVM. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this has to be backed by people who missed out on Ethereum, and they will not miss it again. They're like, we got Solana. Who cares if this is taken as long as it's taken? How long is it taken? Almost 5 years, and that's about right. It takes about 5 years to create a company. Like, after 5 years in a company, you should be pretty. I would hope you would want this. You would want stability in your processes. Like, who wants to be working like a 1 year company 5 years later? That don't make no sense. That's why the Zen pill was hard to swallow last summer, knowing that this summer it would be the same pill. It would be the same, but it's a lot more comfortable because, again, there's a lot of people here with me. I'm not by myself. Again, there's a community of Zen users who all want the same thing: fair principles. It's not about the money. It's not about the technology. It's about the ideology that these coins are created fairly, and that the only way to manipulate them is to pump money into it once it's sold. That's a real fair launch, because you give people the opportunity to see the cycle. Right now in DXN, you can actually see the cycle. So I hear Roz trying to save it type vibe. I think he just need to save this. Save DXN. Keep burning Zen. Because it's not time for DXN to, or for, I'm not trying to say it like that, but DBZen keeps trying to raft itself away from the core. And I think that's what hurts it the most, because it's people that it rafts away with. They don't care about it because they're not from the core. So it's hard to bridge everyone because you have to move with the core product, which is the Zen. So you got to keep the Zen burning. If the Zen stops burning, people stop giving it attention. That's why I like what Roz just has a big thing to figure out. He'll figure it out. Always does. But Joe Blau, for instance, Joe Blau created something where the staker class is running away from today. So theoretically, most people have to stake their coins for 2 years. So coming to Phoenix with a 4 day, or like even with a week, like you can't come to Phoenix and think you're going to make something in a week. Like Phoenix is built for 2025 now. Like in 2025, if nothing is happening on Phoenix, then like, okay, for sure, like that shit was a flop. But theoretically, that's how you cast kind of length in your project. Like if you want your project to go X amount of years, maybe build something like Phoenix that is forced to go X amount of years. DXN is living in the present. That's why I'm not going to sell my coins right now. That's dumb as fuck. Ross will figure this shit out. But yeah, like, and again, it's a fairly launched coin. So eventually you just get to a point where you want no one burning. Like that's when the game is fun again. If people stop burning again, like we get this again, which I mean, I'm bringing attention to it, so it might not come back ever again. But yeah, if we can get this again in DXN while X1 is on the horizon, that'd be really good for the auction. It'll give Zenians the ability to come in and get a bag for the low. They don't have to go and buy it. And that's really where the game is in DXN. But when everyone is playing, it's hard to get a bag for the low. And now they've built NXD on top of DXN. So there's always going to be a big burner here. At least 7 billion is what I've noticed. So as long as you can get more than 7 billion, you can outburn the community. And you can score some, maybe a one-time ticket. That's how DXN should be thought of for a Zenian. They worded it right. It just got really far away from it. But on DXN, it's a reward token. So the way you'd want to play it is you burn on a day no one's burning, and then you get the most rewards and never have to burn again. It was never supposed to be a daily burn thing. In the beginning, it just was fun because there was no coins. So it had this burst. So right now it's actually more of a trying to create a community, trying to create a life, which is awesome to watch. That's all I can say for DXN. It's really cool to watch it grow and watch how what works and what doesn't work. What's successful, what isn't successful. And again, all I have to do is hold the coins and I reap the benefits of their decisions. So I've been watching this too. So you'll see like back here in August or in April, there was some really big days of like look, this is after NXD launched. So there was the possibility for manipulation between NXD and DXN. But if you believe in the first principles, you should know that shit doesn't even matter, because NXD is just a community coin, and their community went and actually burned their DXN for this coin, and then they burned the remaining coins of people not showing up. So now it's actually a smart ass coin, but you know, it's a different community. It's a distro in a sense, right? Like now DBZen is fractionalizing their community, and they got offset vibes going on where you got some people who don't fuck with it because they're never going to release their Zen to a project like DBZen, right? Then you got other people who burned a bunch and they've been waiting to get out, right? They've been waiting to get out. So I think their community still is finding its legs. And as it should. It's only been around for a year. Like, give DXN still has one more year to figure its shit out. And it already has this on top of it. That's why it's like, all right, calm down. Don't go butterfinger your DXN because you're going to get caught up in the fucking war between whatever the fuck those people are thinking about. This is why also I didn't turn my DXN into NXD, because I knew that it's kind of like a club. And I just wasn't like feeling that one. I'm like, I ain't really feeling this club. Like, maybe I want to make a club on DXN. So I need to save my coins for the day that I make my club. Because the DXN is just consolidated Zen. So the real game is who can figure out how to keep it Zen. Who can bring the DXN back into the Zen world and make them basically fuck again. And you'll be the hitter, you know? So that's why I didn't give up my coins. I was telling you, I was like, yo, do not burn your DXN for NXD. Everything pulls back. Case in point, everything pulls back, right? The biggest risk takers were those that decided to launch this coin and turn their DXN into NXD. Okay, and now they got to figure out how to keep this going as a distro side chain of DXN. And what we can do now is if they're really positive about this shit, maybe you can scoop a couple, stake them, and just ride the motherfucking horse with them. Right? Because they're breaded in DXN, and they're saying that they're going to get people to burn more Zen too. So the game continues, you know? That's why I'm like, all right, this is for real. This is happening over and over and over again. But the core is going to be Zen. And there's no need to run around, because it's always going to come back to Zen. So the biggest bag to fumble is your Zen, and giving it really back to people after you've minted it. Right? Like what people are buying, selling, and trading might be what you've minted. And that's where the biggest psychology of maturity is going to have to enter your crypto universe, where you need to mature your bag and know that, hey, my 5 billion might be $1,400 today, but with all of this fucking facts, do I really think my 5.3 billion is going to be 1.4 in 2 years? You know, when you really zoom out, the whole industry, I'm talking even down to Bitcoin, man. They over here playing with this shit. Playing with it because it's in the hands of the millionaires now. It's not what it used to be. It's not Satoshi's vision. It's the chosen one. And everybody is behind it. And the distros exist. You still have Ethereum Classic up here trading at $25, bro. That's a distro of Ethereum. What's Bitcoin Cash trading at? I was in an ordinal space and I heard somebody talk about moving to Bitcoin SV. I was like, how dare you? Where's your fucking honor? JL for president. For real. This guy Jack is in the house as well. What's up, Jack? What up, Simple? What up, Frankie? What up, xeNFTs? I'm over here. I'm venting right now, I guess. But, man, somebody's got to say it. There's no more OGs in the motherfucking space. Everything is like played out. It sucks. Like, when you really look at it, like, no one is rooting for decentralization because they all gave up. They realized that infrastructure is hard as fuck. They realized they can't make miners because they don't release so many shit coins in proof of work, and none of them proof of anything. So now nobody trusts anyone in proof of work land. That's why I didn't end up there. I ended up in proof of stake land. Right? This whole breakup from your boyfriend feeling in crypto has actually fucked it up. And in 2024, this is why Solana is ruling crypto, because no one knows where to land. They're going wherever people tell them to go. And they're not going to land on your shit ass fucking coin because no one's talking about it. They're going to land where people tell them to go. And these distros will continue to hodl value because essentially they're just ported value from Ethereum. You know, whatever the floor is on its port between the two, it's not like someone's going to come and rug Ethereum Classic. It might take years for this shit to rug. Who knows? Like the owner of the node might install into their child that this is the most sacred thing you need to fucking keep. Keep this node around, regardless to what anybody says. Actually, the same hashing algorithm that Ethereum Classic has is the same hashing algorithm for solXEN. So solXEN is actually ETH Classic on Solana. In case you didn't know, fun fact. They share the Kaka hash. What the fuck is it? The Kaka hash. The Kaka. This right here. The Kikak 256. Hey yo, if you go into the description, I got the miner set up for MacBook, so you can upload the miner to your Mac. Pretty simple. I'm waiting for shit to settle down to make an actual video, so there's no video for me. But if you check out Tree City West, he has one for Windows. But yeah, this would at least set up your environment so that when Solana Zen goes mainnet, you'll just simply do a command and it will change your client over to mainnet, and then you'll airdrop some your wallet with your funds, and yeah, you're gonna be mining away just like that. Proof of work. But yeah, description. Levin sounds like a Jew name. Hey, you know what's crazy, Dank? I was walking down the street and I walked past this Baptist ass church, and it's right down the street from me, and the reverend's name is Michael Levin. I was like, damn, what the fuck? This is weird. Maybe I gotta pull up over there and go to mass and shit. Meet Mr. Reverend Michael Levin. Hallelujah. They be stepping in that bitch. I'm an OG, says Frank Crypto. Hell yeah. You got to be an OG. What is the value of XENM on testnet right now? I don't think XENM has a value. I don't know. Actually, I haven't been over in X1 testnet world in a minute. It's just doing its thing. My computer is still clucking, so I'm chilling. It's going to be a sad day when it starts getting kicked off because the system's just asking for so much power. Oh, what's this? I come to shill and it says 0. Well, it looks like it's still running. I'm just surprised that my node is still going. So we've been running this testnet for a while, man. January 16th, 2024, 7:30. I was there. Bitch, I was there. That time server, that shit is the most important thing in crypto. Were you there, though? Do you have the stamp? Do you have the stamp, sir? That's crypto right there. But, yeah, I was there and I'm still going. And, Yeah, X1 has invited me into the crypto cool club. Straight up. Like, I've been trying to be a fucking validator for all types of shit this whole time. You know, the funniest one was when I was trying to be a validator for Pulse Chain, but nobody would give me the group. I was like, what the fuck? That's when I gave up. I was like, this shit's never coming out. Like, I can't even get the validator group. And then for me, I'm over here trying to get people into the validator group. And I'm like, why is it just my reality where getting validator groups was extremely hard to get into? And now the roles have reversed, and this is really real. Like, this is really open source. Like, I'm out here. What are you doing? You know? So, yeah, man, X1 is very inviting, and the xeNBlock world, extremely inviting. I just started mining on Solana. They have ore coming back. I don't know if you guys know about this. Here's some alpha. These are our competitors, so you probably want them more than you want Zen, right? You probably want them more than you want Zen. Oh, wait, these guys going head to head with Zen? Oh, I gotta go root for them. That's how shit works here. Can I mine xeNFTs on my iPad? Yeah, you can. You can. You just do a template, and then the template does the work for you. There's what's his name? There's one guy that has it. What's this dude's name? I know he's in the chats. But yeah, if you're trying to level up, you might need to jump into the hard hat Chad conversation here. Ore is coming back to Solana. This time it's going to use GPUs and CPUs for mining. So yes, proof of work is going to be hot. Like, if you're hearing about it right now, because it's going to be one of the hottest things going into the 25, bro. Just like how Taproot came out in the summer of 23, and it was at its peak in the beginning of Q4. That shit was peaking. Bitmaps were like $200, bro. Crazy shit was happening. But the summer is when everybody connects and they all get it, right? They all go, oh, okay, this does make some sense. I guess I do see value in proof of work recovering from this, cold, dark era of proof of stake is the only way, right? This is the cold era, bro. Dark ages. We're going back to the light. Proof of work. So yeah, you want to look at Hard Hat Chad. This is another proof of work mining with GPU. So it's essentially xeNFTs, and this is why it's kind of funny, because xeNFTs was looked at as very dumb, and now we're 7 months ahead of you. Now everybody's going to be looking for a security coin in the form of proof of work, and xeNFTs is 7 months ahead of you. Who joke's on who? Joke is on who, man. So yeah, you can mine xeNFTs from an iPad. I'm hugging right now. I think I'm hugging like $1 up on the Vast right now. Facts on Zionism. I hope all my talks about Zionism make them crash them prices. Hey man, they freaking with everyone right now. They're ear fucking these fools. That's hella mean to say. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're getting ear fucked. I know it's painful.
And we in that motherfucker here by that GameStop.
Dump your Bitcoins. Believe in the banks. Getting all that. Trust us. Trust us, not them. Man, what the hell, man? I didn't close this terminal too. Terminate processes. My goodness. My shit frozen? And my shit back. All right. Oh, I see it now. Yeah. Error. So I'm going to plug this in to the chat. You can grab it. Because I guess it is kind of hard to find this template. So in this template, you can do it from an iPad. What you do is you fill up your Vast account with some funds. And then when you run this template, you just edit it, right? It's going to pop up and it's going to be edit. And when you edit it, you're just going to change address here to your address you want to mine to. That way, when you're searching for instances, right? Let's say one pops up. Like, again, my recommendation is find instance. I'm blowing up the scene. Tree's gonna hate me, but fuck it, man. We need these people to know. Find instances under 7 cents. That's the actual win. If you can find an instance under 7 cents, you're fucking winning. So like this one, for instance, I just hit rent. It's gonna say congratulations. And when I come over here, I'll see this instance and it'll say creating. And then once this is finished creating, I can so it says loading. Here's showing me a status right now. It's telling me, yo, it's loading up the Docker, right? So then I can just click here. Oh, see, it's not loaded up yet. Oh, success. So we gotta wait for it to say running. But yeah, you use this doc or this template, and then within seconds you can be mining xeNFTs and turning your fiat into credits, I guess you can say. I mean, you're always going to be able to keep the blocks, but the XENM is like the gas credits from creating the block. One of the things that okay, so it loaded. So we go here, we can see go. This should load it up. Boom. So I can see here, I can see the hash rate. I got 1400 hash. Wow, the difficulty on the network is pretty low right now. This is an awesome time to start mining. A lot of bare metal users are turning their rigs off because they're going to mine other shit coins now. They don't believe. But that's the beauty in xeNFTs. It's built on a culture of access, and users who want access will find it. And again, people who want to rent rigs will rent them. So the only way to really stop this access and availability is to attack that, which I don't see why anybody would. Why would you disrupt these people? They have some GPUs and we got some programs to run. And now it's even, like I said, it's even on a Solana level now. They are already doing this. So now this is a competition where I was reading on their Telegram, on their Discord, people talking about like where they're going to rent GPUs. You feel me? So you see, like, yeah, see, people are developing, and this is where I'm at with it. Like, this is what we need in Zen world. There's only a few handful of motherfuckers that are doing this, and now over here in Seoul, what do you think they're gonna do when they get a hold of the Zen shit? Right? Like, ours is one of the most easy to pump up, or like, how do you say this? Like, it's gonna be one of the easiest ones to get into because there's already like 100 to 200 people that are waiting to do it. Like, look at the testnet right now. The AMP is getting crushed at 129 already from 300. So yeah, Solana Zen is a gateway, or as we're saying, it's a Trojan horse for xeNFTs, and that's kind of why it's important to get the xeNFTs in order before the next group of people, because you're just going to get left behind and the difficulty is going to push away from you. Yeah, that's like something to be from, I guess, an OG to whoever's listening. This is all part of the cycle. This is when you're supposed to get caught off guard and not have your coins where they should be. This is when you're supposed to bring in fiat and keep getting wrecked. This is when you're supposed to sell that bag into this other bag, and then that bag tanks when you should have just stayed in the other bag. This is the cycle. It's in your face right now for the next 7 fucking days. And are you really going to do the same thing? Or are you going to be strategic, find the zen, calm the fuck down, and make sure that after this rodeo is done, you got more in store? You feel me? Because that's what's going to happen in 7 days. This was all predictable because they were hyping up the altcoin run. So we all knew that this was going to happen. The funniest thing is that they rugged it instead of pumping it on your bitch ass. And the squeeze continues. So I'm over here. I'm looking at Sol BTC still because, again, I'm selling Bitcoin into Solana to get into SolXEN. And that's another funny thing is if you're caught in the cycle where you're selling Zen to get in SolXEN at a loss, you need to find Zen, bro. Yeah, you found it, you own it, but you still need to find Zen, right? Like, I have Zen, but never did it cross my mind that I was going to sell my Zen to get into SolXEN. Never. I was like, oh, I got some Bitcoin I need to turn over. You know, I got some ETH I need to turn over. Like, I'm not keeping my portfolio in Zen, but even though my Zen gains are super nice, I'm just like, I'm very, how do you say this? Like, I'm impressed that it like embodies hodl culture, you know? It's hard to find a coin that makes you want to hold it, right? I don't care to stake Zen. I don't care to sell Zen. I don't care to burn Zen. And that's actually pretty fucking cool, because what other coin provides you with that much security that you just put it in your wallet and you don't do anything? It lives on its own, right? But yeah, so knowing that, like, right now there's gonna be people who want to sell their Zen to get into SolXEN, couldn't it be a better time for you to get a bottom? Right? It couldn't be a better time for this bottom to appear for yourself. And that's why, again, I would say find Zen. Don't sell your Zen to get into SolXEN. Find capital somewhere else, unless you got it like that. But again, I'm saying, like, if you're selling for a loss, then you're gonna be one of those people on X talking about you fucking sold some shit to buy some shit to get fucking stomped out. You know, don't be that person, and just get in with new capital, right? If you're trying to get into SolXEN, and don't be the person that's going to get pulled into this cycle that now Zen has adopted from the traditional markets, right? It's a good thing because it tells us there's life, but it's a shitty thing if you're at the bottom end of it, right? So the only way to really prevent it is to live through it and understand why it's happening the way it's happening. And we'll see if we can get a further dip. That's really what I want. That's why if you panic sell, I don't get the dip I'm looking for, because you're causing confusion in my bullshit. I need a real whale to let it go. And they catching some people right now, because you see how easy it is to pump Zen. No one's talking about that either. The amount of capital needed to actually put Zen into fucking motion is not a lot. There's only 42 ETH in the pool. So if 100 ETH showed up again, it would just take off. Right? Same with DXN. These are fairly launched projects. The price on the DEX is the price to buy. But if demand becomes higher, the coins can't come out of thin air. They got to come from people who own them. Right? And if those people know to hodl, then there's no coins hitting the DEX, and the price just going to keep going up, up, up as people buy in because they have to. But ain't nobody talking about that. That shit doesn't matter. I was stacking up that paper. That's the way you got to do it, man. Most Americans, sure, you can have my rights. I wasn't using them anyway. For real. Hey, you can have my rights. It's all good. I can't believe people are playing the it's like everybody saw Dumb Money and was like, I gotta be a part of this. Is this what's gonna happen with Hex? Did a lot of people watch? I still haven't seen the Richard Hart video or movie, so I don't know what its impact can be. But this Dumb Money thing is kind of showing me the impact of Hollywood and the retail market in general. There's a lot of people excited because they get to do it again, and they're in the know. A lot of fucking traders, scammers, Scammers. If you're trading Forex, man, come to the light. Come struggle with the light. I know it's not the popular opinion. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got, dude. I'm just talking shit. There ain't nothing happening in Zen world. CBZen is laying on the ground and nobody cares about it. CBZen is literally full-blown opportunity and not dumping hard at all. That's the funniest part about CBZen. It's not even dumping hard like Zen because there's no eyes on it. And the hands of the product are all in the hands of the real users. Right? And that's the endless battle of Zen. We're always going to be battling the distros that want to take over from time to time. Once X1, we all know X1 is the leading narrative. And that's why, again, get back to burning Zen. Get back to burning Zen, because that's the only way you're going to keep people in the loop. They're not going to get rid of this shit. So, yeah, you got to keep burning Zen, because they're not going to get rid of it. So just keep burning it. You feel me? Like, fuck. Whatever. I'm not deving right now. This isn't my world. I'm just watching in frustration. Like, damn, these motherfuckers. They could have done this and that. But that's why what I'm learning is to stay Zen with developers, to watch how worlds can be built. And I think, again, that's why we're going to have one of the most educated communities going into the future of crypto, because you're also going to have people who've experienced releases. Like, it's hard to experience an actual crypto release. No one really can say they've done it. Most of the people, they're winging it on their first try. The only reason Jack Levin is killing it is because crypto is very close to servers, because that's what it is at the end of the day. In order to make a blockchain, you need a network, and in order for a network to happen, you need people to come online, right? And you either that or you need someone to know how to put the computers together so they can all come online under one terminal. Right? Like, that's really his superpower. He just knows how to weave together a bunch of computers and place them in the hands of the right person. Right? That's all Jack Levin's superpower is. And no other person in crypto has approached it like this. And again, that's why I think we're not, it's not that we're slow, it's that we're so educated that the time isn't now. Like, we're watching people fall in front of us, and we're just walking through to the front and shit. Now we're gonna watch hella people lose money on GameStop. Crazy. Come back to crypto and shit. Come back to crypto with the GameStop gains probably. And they're gonna go straight into Solana because they're being shielded Solana. And then SolXEN is coming full force for Solana. Possibly at this bottom of whatever's going on right now. Yeah, because whatever's going on right now, this was siphoning DGen money out of our network. And if they really got us by the balls like that, everybody need to wake the fuck up. Like, if those that control have us by the balls with GameStop and P.o.P, we gotta have some more integrity, bro. Like, come on, man. Keep buying the Bitcoins, because this is nuts. We gotta get these people back aligned with the actual direction. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to make it Dumb Money Part 2. It's only one way to do that, bro. And that's to keep it Zen. That's the fact. Like, I don't even know how to explain it anymore, because I've just been talking about it for so long. But, like, yeah, everything else in crypto is vaporware. All of it is owned and created by one and released to all. Everything. And nothing reaches your ears unless it's being released to you. That's why, again, I question why Zen was released to me. Like, why was I able to hear it while everybody else heard mint it and sell it? I, like, understood distribution, right? So I even heard something different in Zen, and there's other people around that are people where I'm like, damn, These are credible, intelligent individuals, and they also caught the love bug for this distribution system. So maybe this is it. Like, maybe this is how you find out about something before it gets to you. Because how many people do you think are really going to hear about Zen before Zen is 100, 300% from where it is today? Like, that's when everybody else is going to hear about it. That's when everyone's going to change their tune. All the people who are flooding today, who are setting up these like bogus ass accounts, talking about Zen in a positive light, just to talk about it negative to someone who knows about it. It's all written in the sand, my G. And that's why, again, I know like when this shit takes off, there's going to be so many different distros, different communities, different ideologies on how they pull the Zen. But at the core, it's going to be about the distribution model of 8 years. That's what everyone will promote. That's what everybody will clone. That's what everybody will see as value. And that's alone. That is the most valuable shit in crypto. Knowing that the distribution is getting smaller and smaller, and you lose if you don't get in today. People love that gambling game. So I'm going to lose if I don't get in today? How much I got to buy? Straight up. Could look at Girly Network. I'll give it a chance. Just to see. You know what else I need to do? I got to open up their Telegram. Maybe not on, not here. Not on Coin Market of the Cap. Oh no, that's Coin Geckos. Let's see what the Girly Network is. The Girls Network. Oh. With an I. Unlock the world of live conversation, expert insights with Chin Garley, the ultimate platform of meaning connections and knowledge sharing. Okay. Greetings from Amsterdam. What up, Amsterdam? See what I mean, man? I don't even need to join it. I'll go check out the Twitter. See what I mean? Like, the thing about Zen that I realized is that it's really hard to find and get understanding for, because even the website itself doesn't have its principles or its purpose or like a mission statement. Like, it has no info or about, or the info is a representation of the chain itself. It's like not info about what is Zen. It's just info about the nature of the chain. When you hit resources, they got analytics, you know, they got the community blog, official testnet, they got legal. You know what I'm saying? So Zen itself is not explaining to someone what it does. So when I send someone to Zen, I'm obviously going to have to show them, right? And I think that is something that makes it even more meta, because how is it still working when you don't have an explanation about what the fuck it is? Like, you shared this to me, this Gari application. They have 179,000 followers, but they're actually not giving me anything, or they're actually giving me so much that it's nothing. Get red farming coming, right? One launch rocket thing, whatever the fuck, and then like a giveaway, right? Don't miss out on this giveaway. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, this is normal. This is basically NPC crypto, which is fine. You know, some people like this type of shit. But for me, this is why I think this is the end of this dark age where you really need to explain yourself. Like, you don't need to explain yourself no more. Man, Zen got a whole ass market cap. No explanation about what Zen is. Right? No explanation, and the market cap is at 25 million. And we're still trying to find a bottom with no explanation with a $25 million market cap, 558,000 in liquidity. Somebody show something to me that's going to blow my fucking mind. Like, it's impossible at this point. I don't think you can show anything to me that's going to blow my fucking mind. Unless it's like really AI driven. Actually, I don't even know. People aren't even ready for that shit. People are already paying. I don't know if you've seen this, but people are already paying for AI girlfriends. That's crazy. Like, you could set up all the models in a terminal, and with a simple GPU, with an 8 gigabyte GPU, you can make a girlfriend at your crib. But motherfuckers are already paying people via website for fake women, bro. Like, we living in a wild time. It's how you use the technology at this point. If you know how to use the technology, you're going to get so far ahead of the common man. These motherfuckers are trying to fuck everything. So, again, in Zen, it's squeezing. It's made with the chain resources. Its value is stored in the chain. It has nothing about it that makes you want to buy it. It's just ownership, owning the blocks. That's it. No extra fugazi shit. And nobody can actually shill anything that can top it. Open chat for the shill. I need drugs right now. Why you bullshitting? Stop the drugs. Chill, bro. We will win. Yeah, we will win. Zen will win, though. Like, look how fast it recovered from that tiny dump. Now, the thing is that whoever's trying to sell it down, it's all part of the manipulation, because they know that this is where the bottom is on RSI. So somewhere here, someone could just like I said, someone in the top could let it go, and we would go all the way down to an area that would tell us like, yo, yep, there ain't no more to be sold. There ain't no more to be sold. And yeah, that's the boring part of this shit, is like really waiting to see that on the daily. I don't think it'll show up. I've been saying that for a while, because on the 3-day, you'll see the same kind of mannerism, but it's floating above or right at even. So 40 on the RSI is an even zone. That's why every time this has come down to 40 right here, it's tested it and it's launched, or it's come down and it's, found support. So breaking right here on the RSI on Zen would actually start to indicate that, like, all right, holders are selling, right? And that's the game. The game is to hold longer than your neighbor. So I'm not fucking selling. You're fucking tripping. But yeah, I'm waiting to see holders really capitulate. I'm seeing people start to give me those vibes that they're getting ready to just sell along with the crowd. But the problem is they don't have enough sell power. Like, they only got like 10 billion. They ain't coming through with like 100 billion. Like, when you see these sells on here, it's traders. It's not people coming from with Zen from that they've created. Like, that's what you want to see. Like, you want to see a bunch of red and no B's, because a bunch of red means they're making the Zen probably and selling it. So the fact that I keep seeing all of the sellers have buys and sells, it's like a dead giveaway. Like, oh, this account though, I think is a straight up bot. So this one is going to be nuts. Yeah. This one's nuts. So you see, it's either a bot or it's a trader who sees the value in swinging Zen because there's daily volume. But yeah, not too many sellers here are captured users. That's why I'm waiting for them. Maybe they'll fucking give up soon, but I doubt it. I mean, I don't know. If X1 still stays, or I don't know how to say this, but there's only a very small distro of the community that thinks X1 is not coming out. the majority of the community is already on HIP, and they just don't talk online. You just get a tad bit of it from, you know, those that do decide to voice their opinion. But majority of the Xenians in the real shits are not even online. Like, they don't even get down like that. On the weekly, Zen is still trying to grow as a community, right? We're still coming up right now, trying to get buyers in. That's why it's like funny. It's like, yo, if Zen were to die right now, it still wouldn't be dead because enough people have bought in to build a new floor outside of the miners. So the miners could wreck the buying floor, and then the buyers could just change their habits and then buy the new floor that the miners created. It's pretty cool shit, man. It's almost dump resistant at this point, because, yeah, the only other, you got to come with all of the supply, but you can't remake it, which is the fucking craziest part. What the futter's going to say? Yeah, the monthly is looking pretty nice. The monthly, we're right here underneath the little caterpillar. It's like, I'm trying to do something, man. I'm trying to do something. Zen is so fucking positive. You got to be an idiot to, like, go against this. 10101s. Can you bang AI? I'm asking for a friend. Lows. Probably, man. Zen's volatility will continue until X1 launch. How are you looking at this? Zen's volatility will... that's what I'm trying to get at. It doesn't matter if X1's coming out or not. Someone's going to fucking oversell. That's the problem that no one's looking at, that no one's trying to solve. How do we get these people to fucking sell their Zen? Because they got this shit by the balls. And I don't really care. Again, I mine XENM. I'm rooting for Zen. For those that are crying, though, saying Zen need to go up, how are you guys going to get these people to buy Zen before X1? I need to know. That's like the one thing in Zen that cracks me up. Everybody waiting for X1 chain. Like, for real? Like, that does not sound like the smartest move. Like, that sounds like a classic move. Like, in classic crypto world where everybody was waiting on each other. But, like, I'm pretty sure Zen is super cyber and majority of the people are faking it. They're, like, acting like they're waiting. But they're not. They're just waiting for the signal. And the signal being someone overselling and or someone over purchasing, because you won't be able to sell into an over purchase. That's where they're going to get your ass. If it goes up right now and then you go, ooh, I can sell, like, you're going to sell. Someone's going to come in and pick up your coins and it's going to go higher. And now you are fucking trapped because you decided to play that game. You decided to take your minted coins, go and sell them and act like you were going to buy lower. Right? That's always on the table. You could have did that long ass time ago when we was minting in profit in April. You could have been selling every single day. Why wait until the candle go green? That's blowing my mind. People are really going to wait for the candle to go green. Smart sellers were selling over here. Not over here. Don't you? This is going to go up again. And then everybody's going to hodl. And then it's going to go down again. And then they're all going to blame it on X1 not being out. The never-ending cycle of, oh, it's X1's fault. It's X1's fault. It's like, yo, when the fuck are y'all going to wake up to you are just following each other? Like, no, it's no one's fault. It's a quorum of collective consciousness on X moving around. It's weird, honestly, at this point. I don't understand the behavior. I get why, but I do get why, like, Elon bought X. God damn. Elon, when are they going to stop this behavior? I need answers. Apex looking nice and ripe. Hey, that's all I'm getting on base chain. All my mints on base are Apexes. That's the only way you can flex in Zen at this point. I should do it on ETH, but I'm afraid. I'm a broke ass boy. I gotta wait for X1 to come out so I can daisy over some of my global reserve into the rest of the crypto market. But yeah, on base where I can afford to fuck around, nothing but apexes. And there's quite a bit over here still, you know what I'm saying? On the epic side, there's 312 left, man. If you're trying to be a real one, all the real OGs and Zen got apexes. Cause how you gonna show up in 2026 and not have an apex from 23, bro? 24, bro. How you gonna be in 28 and not have an apex from the past, my G? Get with it or get lost. Get with it or get lost. Yeah, you keep following this stupid ass pattern of ha ha ha, we got more Zen than you. Fucking game. Look at this shit got oversold already on the 1 hour. These motherfuckers are dumb. We could be going north if people believed in actual crypto. But everybody wants a middleman. Oh, I'm about to start going in right now. Look how much people want a fucking middleman. People love middleman D, as your Lord and Savior Richard Hart would say. People really love that shit. They can't get enough of it. Bitcoin staring you dead ass in your face. You can create a Bitcoin wallet from your, and this is where it's really like people love middleman D. You can make all of this shit from your computer, and these motherfuckers will still hate on you for doing that shit. Don't follow the trend, man. Get a wallet that you can trust. I don't trust nobody. Tell me, we were making Solana wallets through the CLI, and in 2024, someone said that's a bad idea. I was like, do you know how cryptocurrency works? Like, if you can't make a crypto wallet on your computer, then no one is safe. That's why it was invented. So you can make a wallet on your computer to store your own fucking value. But now it's not safe anymore. Man, people love middleman D. Shit is crazy at this point. At this point, people sucking so much middleman D, they lost their identity. I'm like, where are the real motherfuckers at this point? Like, even in Bitcoin world with the whole ordinals, they suck in middleman D because you can't get a good ordinal unless it's connected to a VC. People are pushing Zen into this specific realm as well, where they feel like Zen can't go up without a VC, without sucking some middleman D. Right? And now they're going to try to lock xeNFTs in a box and say the same shit. Oh, you guys can't go up without sucking middleman D. To everyone who thinks like that in crypto, go fuck yourself, because it's true. Proof of work is definitely going to come into the fucking matrix again, and everyone is going to prefer this. Applications will be built on facilitating mining experiences down to a button, creating value to a button, my G. Is going to be nuts. 2026 is something that no one was expecting. Niggas were expecting to be on beaches. Hell no, you're going to be working your ass off for an ROI unless you can invest in the right shit today. You're going to be working you know how hard you're working your ass off right now for ROI? Expect the same shit in 26 if you don't change your thought pattern of how crypto actually works, which is proof of work. So yeah, man. Stop sucking middleman D. Create your own coins. Get into xeNFTs. We promote that shit. In Zen, we do promote it as well, but you still can suck middleman D. It comes in the form of your blockchain, your favorite blockchain that you fucking like. It's probably a middleman D blockchain, and you're probably in love with the D. So that's why I like Ethereum only. I've given up on all the rest of these because I am not bowing down to their fucking groups, their cults, especially Avalanche. They wanted me to put a triangle in my fucking bio. I ain't doing it. And I will say Binance bros are pretty friendly. They're pretty friendly, but I still won't do it, man. Fuck Binance. Fuck them. But OP Zen, Base, even though I'm still shilling some middleman D in this one because these are centralized servers. They can turn them off, but it's just because they got the ETH, and it's dirty ETH that I can bring back to Ethereum. Why is the world fucked up in crypto? That shit is funny. There ain't nowhere you could go without having to support some other motherfucker in this new future. Shit. That's so funny, man. But I guess that's just really what it is, Sometimes I think about like music and stuff. And it's like some people make really good music, but if they don't got the team behind them, don't nobody hear them. Right? An artist can be a really good painter, but without the right team, you're never going to hear about them. And that's just the way the world works. I don't know the philosophy behind this at all, but that is the way the world works. If you want to be seen, you need a team, and that shit needs to push you to the front. Now, again, that's why I feel like what Zen has done is actually taken that theory of, well, if you can't be seen, why not just fractionalize yourself and put yourself everywhere? Because one of you can't be everywhere, right? That's like me. Like if I'm DJing at one club on a Saturday, I can't be DJing at 7 clubs at a Saturday. So I'm instantly unable to fractionalize my profits. So I'm only one motherfucker. I need a higher team of DJs and then put them in 7 different venues and collect from them. So that's the normal processes of creation, of fractionalizing opportunity. So in Zen, we're doing that on 12 different EVMs where now you don't have to suck middleman D. You can essentially use those coins to create your own. And then you can burn those coins for X1 chain, which then if you want to be that person to keep asking when, you can suck Jack Levin's D and pray to God that he makes it the world's best chain alive, you know? Me personally, I'm grilling Jack and saying this shit better work, bro, or crypto's fucking over. And he's telling me it's gonna work, so I mean I've been using it. It seems to be working so far. It's not bulletproof, but it's getting there for sure. And again, the perception of fractionalizing the idea amongst many chains was the most important step in Zen to get it to the next level, to get it out of that middleman motherfucking D, whatever the fuck is going on in regular crypto, right? We just rely on everyone promoting their shit. Just make sure your chain don't die, and I'll keep minting Zen. I'll keep buying your shit coin and minting it, but your chain needs to turn up. It's simple. It's super simple. The dark ages. I got like 3 ROI projects. Damn, you got like 3 ROI projects. Like you made? If you're broke, you should go and get another project, or you get gains because Zen Eco ain't it. I don't understand that one more, crypto. I made money in the system. I don't understand why no one else has made money. Am I the only one that's made money? It's whatever though. It's what I'm learning for those that want a little bit of a bigger psychology idea on this one is that collectively when people start expressing things that they hear rather than actual experiences, it becomes very loud, where I'm on the other side of the fence now, where I've actually made profit on Zen, made a lot of good moves, and I'm in a good place while the market is going to shit, and I still got my Zen, and I know not how to lose it, and I got opportunity to get more of it. So for me, again, I comprehend it. Like there's a lot of people who made bad decisions, made bad moves, and didn't keep going, and now time is telling their story. But I just don't understand how that could be the loudest crowd. Like, am I really the only person that made money with Zen? Like, is that it? Like, that's crazy. Like I get, and another thing too is like the concept of making money in crypto. That's the biggest sucking middleman D conceptual idea ever, because you're always going to work for someone until you work for yourself. Like someone's always cutting your check until you cut your own check. No one been cutting my check for a mad long time. Like, yeah, I DJ and I get W9. But I'm essentially, I don't have a booking manager, bro. I like go out of my way to fucking find these things. And that's why I live in New York, because that's a place where you can be an entrepreneur, artist, and you can be on your feet and witty and attract people to do business with you, rather than being in Wisconsin or like in a city like San Francisco where there's not a lot of activity of the same task, right? I'm a humanoid, bitch. I move around where the humans be. And that's why, again, I'm learning this like theory in DJing where I want to be a millionaire in DJing, but that shit is kind of not possible. I have homies who are world profound in DJing and they still not millionaires, and they've been at this shit for years. And the reason why is simple. There's not enough money in the industry. There ain't enough money to make everybody millionaires. If the person booking you ain't a millionaire, how do you expect to become a millionaire? Right? And you put math on top of it. Oh, if I want to become a millionaire,
I need 5 of these gigs at the same damn time, but I can't fractionalize 10 p.m. I got to be in one place at 10 p.m. Right. So then that's how you get those talent agencies. That's how you get that whole world of we need to fractionalize this profit and now it's so small that no one gets anything, you know? So again, Zen is answering a lot of questions, even in the real world, that don't have no fucking answers. Motherfuckers got no answers. They just closed the business down. Like, oh shit, we out of business, I guess. And yeah, man, I just don't get it, man. I still don't get it how people haven't made anything, haven't even learned anything. I see a lot of people that have learned a lot and they've changed a lot and they've actually led a lot of communities, which makes me wonder. It's like, yo, you're a natural born leader. Like you lead in other communities. You found Zen, led it for a little bit, and now you lead in some other shit. Like that's a superpower. But what is it about Zen that makes people say I can't champion that anymore? That's kind of where my research is headed still, because I'm watching you motherfuckers and I'm seeing this weird behavior that I've never seen before. I didn't even see it in Hex. And that's why I'm thinking maybe I really was blind for Hex and that's why I didn't see it. So that's why these people don't see it, because they're like what I was in 2019. And I'm like looking at a mirror like, oh my fucking God. Like it's like a bad movie. It's like, bro, no, don't do that. Like, don't do that. No. That thing in Interstellar where he's like in the other dimension and shit. That's like me looking at people right now. Like, don't do that. Like, fuck, you're going to do it anyways though. Cause it's your right. It's your right to do it. Like it's your message, you know? So I get it. There's a lot of people who don't voice, and I'm one of the few. So I'm in profit while most are not. And that shit sucks. But I would say don't follow those fools. Follow your intuition. Make Zen for the future and be like me. Not financial advice, but be like the Zenian who does have the mints that are coming out at the right time in profit, popping champagne, feeling good because you can sell your time, you know, or you don't have to sell your time because you did it so early. You know, you understand how the system works, and you know, like, yo, even though these mints today, this 5 billion today is $1,300, that doesn't math up when we in 2026 and the curve is in. That doesn't math up in 2028, and it's already 20 man. It's May 15th, 2024. The sun's gonna go down very soon. It'll be May 15th. I might have said that twice. Wake the fuck up. The time is going away faster than you thought, bitch. And you need to wake the fuck up. Like there's so many people. I see you in my comments. That's why I'm trying to tell everyone out there, wake the fuck up. Don't get caught in the same loop. Should I talk shit? The shit talking needs to end, Brandon. Now I'm Brandon, not Crypto Bruh, because I'm talking to you from the heart. Like, wake the fuck up. Y'all motherfuckers are gonna get left behind. Y'all's fiddling y'all thumbs with the same shit. So I could put this in perspective for Hex, because Hex cannot come back. I've been said this shit, and there's a lot of people who keep showing this to me, and it's because it's in lineage of Zen. It's a distro of Zen, and I was in this camp because this is where, again, I feel like I learned the most about crypto and from Hex. But I wouldn't say I gained characteristics of the Hex community because I didn't sacrifice for Pulse Chain. So I learned so much about Hex that when Pulse Chain came about, my intuition said, don't sacrifice for that. Whatever you do, do not send a dime to whatever that is. Right. And really what I would say was the answer to that was when everybody laughed at me for selling my coins on Big Payday. And I never understood that part until I had the opportunity to not join the next version of whatever the fuck was going to be Hex. Like when everything changed from Hex being #1 because the gas is too high because EIP 1155 showed up and it didn't expose, but it basically left behind contracts that didn't utilize gas computation and contracts to the best advantage. So if you were using gas in a contract disorganized, then yeah, you were affected, and that was heck. So it was a big eye opener for me. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, these motherfuckers didn't think about the future, but they told me to stake for 15 years. Then they laughed at me when I sold on big payday, and then that shit went to 50 cents. You see what I'm saying? Like, this was the funniest one for me because I learned so much about how crypto is manipulative, and the ways that they manipulate you are by building your time into it. They try to get you to spend time into it, right? The same thing is going on with Titan. Now, the thing that holds back Titan X, not to shit on it, but the thing that does hold it back is that 3% is always there. And there's no reason for me to create a new miner to feed stakers. So they're already creating a distro or other communities on top of Titan to try to figure out how to get more ETH into this thing. Like, this shit is already cracked. Like, how the fuck are they already going up with no real pump on the RSI on the daily? Like, that doesn't make no motherfucking sense, boy. Like, what the fuck is going on over here? Artificial. But again, it's those things that teach you, that you learn over time in crypto. Like, you can keep going back to these bullshit ass fucking ideas, but you're just gonna be doing the same thing, and then you're gonna turn into someone that has to promote it the same way, and you're just gonna keep going on and on and on and on and on with the same shit. And then here comes GameStop back in, it's gonna be 2026, and GameStop's gonna show the fuck back up. Oh, like the good old days. Oh, let's buy some GameStop. Oh, like, what the fuck? This shit is so stupid. Like, yo, finance is so dumb. It's ran by a bunch of dummies, and all the like mannerisms and the behaviors make no intellectual sense. Everything. And then the ones that do make sense, you get behavior of greed. So Zen makes so much sense that the hardest part about it going up is that when it does, people, their antennas kick on, and then they sell it down. So the only way it can get out of this is to reach it needs to reach a new level in its price to basically slap the hands of people trying to do that. Right? Because then when you try to do it in the future, you won't have enough time, and you'll be burning more gas because you won't have enough coins. Right? Or it goes really, really high to balance that out, and that's like 30 million. Right? Or I would say right now we're at 29 million. So that in today's world, that'd be like 29 million. Damn, that's not even $1. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Because the mint 29 million right now, like one VMU at 14 is probably like, yeah, 14 is probably, because at 7 it's like 8. So yeah, it's probably like $14 for 29 million. So the mining doesn't match up. And that's why, again, in Zen, I can always go back to the math to prove that the value is less than what it is. On everything else, you would never be able to do that. Because then it's like, well, they just gonna make it go higher, then they're gonna make more coins. And it's like, nah, the amp goes down every day. So this 29 million will be 27 million in 2 months. And it'll be 25 million in 4 months, right? So every month it's gonna be less and less per VMU. So I know naturally there's gonna be less sell pressure, and you can't rebuttal this theory on well, I'll just make it every day, because every day there's less Zen. So you get less and less every time you mine, is what I'm trying to say. There's no other project like this right now where the coins show up. The new coins are just new coins, and old coins don't affect new prices. You feel me? Like, new coins are just new coins, because they might sell for a 24-hour period, and then they add it to the old coins after 24 hours. If those new coins aren't sold in a 24-hour period, they're just added to the collection of coins. So that's when you need the shakeout, is every time someone mints, they hold it for more than 24 hours. It's harder for you as a fucking player to get that shit out of their hands. You need them to dump as soon as they get it. Like, that's the real game in Zen for those that are trying to control it. And that's why they've had control of it, because they've actually been able to hypnotize motherfuckers to think they need to dump their Zen every day. That's just crazy to me. Like, yo, what made you think you needed to dump it every day? I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, right now, 1 day's worth of Zen is 36,000 Zen. See, so I can play the math game already, and that's why people are no longer doing it like in 10-day intervals where they were actually waiting 10 days. You know what I'm saying? And then you would just do this times whatever. So you would get 367,000 in 10 days, I guess, which is 10 cents. Right now with Gwei it's at $10. So yeah, I mean, you still wouldn't really be able to balance this one. There was only a little bit of time to do that. Here, let's see if you would have caught it at 3. Yeah, so if you would have caught it at 3, let's see, let's give ourselves some more days. Yeah, even at 3 though, it's kind of nasty. I don't know the game they were playing, but it basically, because you would need to import a lot of money, so like it would be like not doing it through one time. You would do like 1,000 of these ideas. That's why I'm saying I can't play that game. That's a big whale game to actually be doing it by the day and swinging it down. They had this under control a long time ago, but now again, it's the hardest part is that the AMP is going down every day, so it's becoming more challenging to control downward momentum, and it only lasts for so long. It's all by math. They putting math on this motherfucker until the very end of whatever we are going to. Why are they doing that? They're not doing that shit on Hex no more. They ain't doing that shit on Titan no more. Why are they doing it to Zen? Someone answer that question. That logarithmic scale. No Diddy. LOL. Is there any possibilities for a Zen pump? I don't know, man. I don't even know anymore. Jack made the inflation in Zen way too long. He should have made it 3 to 8 years instead. Nah, I don't think so, actually. The 8 years, if you understand how long, so here, this is how you do it. A successful company takes how many years for a successful company? It's based on this normal principle. And this principle is a 5-year principle. Yes, most small businesses take 2 to 3 years, and they become profitable after 7 to 10 years. So, I mean, yeah, 10 years. But that's why, for me, from what I've learned, you want 5 years. 5 years, and you should be like, because if you still like limboing 7 to 10, you fucking might want to pick a new career or a new hobby. Like, yo, you've been doing this for 7 years and you just still don't know whether or not you're trying to do this shit. So that's what the 8 to 7 years, but it's also the Fibonacci. They said they picked a good Fibonacci number, and 13 was too big and 5 was too small. And that's a fact. 13 would have been way too big. 5 would have been way too quick. So 8 was the best middle duration of time. And theoretically, I also feel like it's giving time for people to realize what it is rather than making people think they know what it is. Because no one knows what Zen is. I don't even know what the fuck it is. I just know that it's a mathematical token that you can render from time to time and do other things with besides just stake it and burn it. Like, you can actually render coins into existence and sell them for profit if you know what the fuck you're doing. Right? So again, that's why I'm saying I don't think people understand Zen at all. Like, I understand it, but I don't even understand it. And I can even say I don't know. You know, but there are some hardcore people that think they understand this shit. I've seen this before. Like, I'm like, where's the other thing that's seen before? I can't find anything that was like this before. There was one wizard project on Solana that we were mining for free, and then Zen showed up. So I'm still curious on like how that happened. I even have some in my wallet right now, some free JoJo's in my fucking Solana, in my Ethereum wallet. I have some free shit from when the free era happened, when everybody started to use gas to release things. So that was a trend, right? So I think everything is falling into place correctly. It's just funny to watch people will be like, I really understand Zen, but really no one really gets it. This crypto is not Fortune 500. I'm sorry, but I think that BTC and ETH Chase isn't going to add Zen to the portfolio. See, that's kind of an ignorant way to look at it, because those people are already adding Solana. So why wouldn't they add another coin? And again, when you look at these two concepts here, these are just brands. I'm going to break it down for you more, crypto. I'm going to give you some little bit of education real fast so you can see this differently than the way you're portraying it. You're portraying it as if there's people who are hodling Bitcoin and Ethereum and they care about what it turns into. Now, there are people who hodl and care about what that coin becomes. Those integrity hodlers, yes, they are very hard to make budge. But we don't really live in that era anymore of the integrity hodler, right? I mean, obviously Shiba Inu is still up here, so people have built integrity with Shiba Inu. So what is an integrity hodler is a question that everyone is trying to get answered. Now, we do know for a fact, due to market cap and the fucking large, this is a huge gap, bro. We're talking 1.2 trillion versus 350, I'm rounding up, $345 billion. So from 1.2 trillion to 345 billion. And then from there, we have Tether, which is the undecided crowd, right? These people don't know what the fuck is going on. They're just on crypto to make some money. So they happen to be number 3. They're holding up $110 billion worth of value amongst the whole fucking thing. Then BNB, because everybody loves themselves a good shit DEX. And then Solana, right? And these two used to be really close, but then Solana hit some turbulence and CZ only got 4 months. Now motherfuckers is happy, right? And then between them, they're getting sandwiched with USD. Look at this Solana BNB sandwich right here. This is the most disrupted thing in all of crypto, sitting at $33 billion. So that's what I'm trying to say about the ignorance in thinking that users are still caring about the integrity of their coins. They don't give a fuck anymore. They gave up on that bullshit. They said, where can I get the money? And if the brands start to show up on Ethereum Zen, they'll be there. Really, the reason why Ethereum Zen can't take off is because, again, it needs a new crowd, but that crowd is exhausted. And then the people on Ethereum are still trying to make their shit go up, So you need a community to capitulate into Zen, and no one's going to do that. And that's why, again, win X1, win X1, win X1, win X1, right? Everyone's asking win X1 because they're looking for the community capitulation. And that's why, again, Jack has y'all by the balls. I'm not waiting for that. I'm mining xeNFTs and I'm getting myself ready for X1 because I know that's the destination. So I would say, my dude, open up just a little bit more, because it's not about people moving their coins into another project. It's about how can we make people buy our product? How are people buying it? Why do they want to hodl it? Right? It doesn't matter if they have Bitcoin, because if Zen shows up on Coinbase, which I don't see why it wouldn't after X1 chain. It's going head to head with Solana. And again, it's a token that you buy because you need to use it for something, right? If the arbitrage opportunity is there where you can buy some Zen and burn it for X1 and sell for profit on the other end, I don't see why the community just wouldn't do that. And if the rails are there, the VMPX is there. So if you have Bitcoin, you can get a 0% fee by turning your BTC into VMPX or into Pussy or into Buffy, and you can port that shit over so you can trade that value, right? Or if you transform your Zen into Ethereum, and you port it over to VMPX, or it'd be the other way around. It'd be you transport your ETH into Zen, you burn that shit, and you go over there. And now you can do it with Solana. Soon on Solana, you'll be able to take your Solana coins, throw them into a machine, and they're going to print XN coins. So we're setting up the rails to get these people to move out if they want to. But again, it's really just based on popularity and wherever the word is. So I'm not too worried. See, when what I like to say more crypto is it's not about telling me you have Zen. It's about being aligned with the principles. It's like walking into a dojo all discombobulated, and then you walk up to the dojo master and you're like, I've been here before. It's like, nah, dog. We could tell from the way that you articulate yourself, because the experience speaks louder than the actual thought, right? You can think of something and you can have an emotion, but the experience will always speak volume to the emotion. So in Zen, we're starting to see the separation between those that are emotionally passionate about removing the middleman and those that are, I would say, like, in the closet about it. Like, you like what you like, which is fine. I'm coming in with no likes. I like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I'm looking for the next thing to like. And Zen is it. I could talk shit about every single coin because it's too easy to not like them. But if I want to talk about shit about Zen, all I'm saying is that it goes down because people mint a lot of it. That's it. It goes down because people mint a lot of it. The creator is the guy who worked with Google in 1999. Like now I got to remove that. Oh, he worked for Google. You feel me? So like, it's not my fault Jack worked for Google in 1999. You know? But yeah, that's why I like Zen. It speaks volumes to the way the industry should progress compared to a lot of other projects I know about. Bro, just because you dabble a little deep into see, that's what I'm saying. People assume that because I've learned how to make XENblocks, I didn't dabble into XENblocks. I've enhanced my education to conquer XENblocks. And now I can use that education to conquer Solana in other formats. Like I said, I'm mining Coin with my education from XENblocks. So yeah, I might have dabbled into something, but that's what Zen speaks to. It speaks to evolution and growth, and it exposes those that are stuck in the past, my G. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, bro, open up a little bit so you can get to the real bag, and you won't have to be on the YouTube no more. I'm only here right now. I keep saying that shit because it's a fact. So that's what I'm trying to tell the homies, yo. Don't sleep on Zen and act like you got to be a maxi to like it, and act like you got to dabble into CL. Because also, this is what also I have. If CLI was really popping, right? If CLI, which is the command line, if it was really popping, why does Bitcoin still have the biggest proof of work market cap compared to any other fucking coin? If it was really easy, if it's not dabbling, right? Open up your mind, my G. That was kind of dumb. I mean, I'm not trying to hate or nothing, but that was kind of dumb. It's like, you can't knock people for educating themselves to get better at what they believe can potentially be the future. It's accounts like yours that actually stop people from progressing forward and gathering the information to bring influence into the space outside of just we are a meme, right? That's the whole point of Zen crypto, is to shit on mediocrity. And it's funny, like, I leave my channel open for this long to see maybe I can get something like this, some actual content, because Zen is lit, L-I-T, bruh. I don't need to do anything for Zen. It's on its own. But it's speaking to people to get them around, to get into it, to put down the fucking pitchforks and torches, because we all run in the same race. And it counts for everybody, bro, to tell everyone to get lit and learn new things and not be the person in the background telling people that they think they're smart now because they've learned something new. That's one of the most ignorant ways to onboard individuals, and that's why that shit doesn't work anymore. And I can show that here. CLI, command line influence would be proof of work, because you're going to be doing it from the system state of your computer, right? You're not going to be doing it through an app. That's why this shit got kind of awkward, because a lot of people mask proof of work through a middleman. Again, and that's why people like Caspa, because Caspa is just a download and go. But you'll see here, these market caps are fucked up. Bitcoin is proof of work. There is nothing below it. There is no competition. So if me dibble-dabbling in CLI and mining XENblocks is going to bring something new to existence, I'm fucking down. Because currently, there ain't nothing else here. And these are ASIC mined. Granted, again, XENblocks is ASIC resistant. For someone to build an ASIC is actually expensive. That's like a $10 million device for XENblocks right now. That's what some people are saying. It'd probably take like $10 million and maybe 4 to 5 years of development to make something that's epic. That wouldn't just get priced out, you know? So we know that that's where we are with it. And again, that's kind of why I'm trying to tell you guys to wake the fuck up before you get left behind, especially with this SolXEN shit. SolXEN is going to leave people behind. It's another fork in the road to make the group smaller. And you can see it too happening on the Telegram, because the Telegram didn't actually go to 1,000 people. So that's a giveaway that the group is getting smaller. The group is getting smaller. So in Zen, I noticed this from Jack. I don't know if he learned this from the past, but he keeps making new groups and the groups keep getting smaller. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is why the groups get smaller, because you'll see the people who are chatting, who have always been around, and they're just going to keep moving with the group. That's the honest consensus. So the smaller that the groups get, the more rendered out you get. It's like rendering fat on a dish. We've rendered out a lot of fucking fat, and now some people can't even stand Zen, so they're not even going to join this one. I was surprised to see so many people join XENblocks. And then, of course, the validator group started to get a lot of followers when people were really thinking X1 was coming out. So they were like, oh, shit, we got to start mining away. And that's another reason why X1 is taking longer, because every time X1 spawns or talks spawn about it, a group of individuals show up and then they try to game the system as fast as they can. So I don't know what it is about this human behavior trying to catch a nigga slipping. I think that's the best FUD to have going into the next bull run. Zen crypto is probably one of the only cryptos under a microscope where you have these hacker type devs looking for an opportunity, looking for bad math. They're hella looking for bad math. They're like, please have some bad math in this bullshit. The runes was too easy. They were jacking people runes left and right. They still haven't been able to jack the Zen world. All they can do is steal what's on the decks, and still integrity, and still intelligence, which we daily fight every single day, trying to get people back around to be like, bro, what the fuck are you even talking about? This shit is just about ownership. What are you talking about? Nah, this shit is about pumping JL's bags. He runs Vast. He's the CEO of Vast. It's like, man, what in the fuck are you talking about? We are just mining blocks. Like, we're just doing proof of work. Like, the cool thing about XENblocks is that you actually own the block. And it's better than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin didn't make a gas token and give you the block. So you always, like, think of it as like getting a degree. Like, imagine if you had to give your degree to your employer. They're like, thanks for validating that you got your degree. We're going to hold on to it until you quit. Right? That's like getting a Bitcoin, except you might not get your Bitcoin back. You know, you might give it into the pool and markets might shift and you can't reafford your Bitcoin that you give away. So in XENblocks, there is blocks, and then there's also rewards. So you get block rewards in the form of XNM. So you'll always get to keep your blocks, and then you'll get to spend XNM as the security layer token to X1 chain. And that's why, again, that's the value in XNM, is that most people have been mining for 240 days are people who care about the integrity of X1. Because those that have turned off and stopped mining, they don't really care about it because they're moving on to another project, right? They're like, all right, I'm going back to mining Doge because there's no gains over here. I'm going to go mine Caspa because there's no gains over here. So we're watching that same thing happen in this area. But the funniest thing is that usually when that mentality or behavior enters the arena, it's no cloud miners. So the cloud miners and XENblocks are actually keeping the difficulty up because they haven't turned them off. They don't own the rig. They're not spending no electricity. So they don't give a fuck about that shit. And they keep going. And now it's got this new dynamic in the actual creation of XNM where it's like we're finding out where the cloud miners are. See, like right here at under 900K or 90,000K in XENblocks is the cloud miner. And as people turn on cloud miners, it stays right here. So we found the floor of where the cloud is. Now it's, again, now we can build to get people online with bare metal, because I think this is awesome to see where the cloud floor is. Were you here for it? Because when this shit starts to go up again, man, cloud mining is going to be hard as hell. It's going to be hard because it's going to be hard to find deals while the difficulty's up. Right now, you can get like one GPU. Like you get like a six piece GPU, and it's pretty decent. What my hope would be in this future for XENblocks is that the cloud miners are replaced by hardware. So we see a shift in this 86,000 difficulty, shifting from 1 to 2 users on a vast to a bunch of users at the house. And I do think you can mine XENblocks with the two GPUs, and you can get a very decent amount daily. So yeah, there's some builds here. No one's talking about it though. Ain't nobody talking about it. I would take less. It would take less to make custom hardware miner for X1. Wait, I'm talking about ASIC. You think that someone could make a chipset powerful enough to run Argon without it running against itself? That's like the challenge, because Argon 2, it's like Zen. Zen has a difficulty where if you spend too much money on Zen, you could actually dump the price too low. So the difficulty is entering the right amount of capital to stay aligned with like the overall consensus, right? And as soon as you overspend, the consensus might dump more than what you have, and now you're trapped. So the same thing will go in XENblocks, but in the form of difficulty, where if I bring a lot of difficulty to the network, it's gonna cost more power to make less coins, right? So theoretically, if I bring an ASIC to XENblocks, I need to have a good logic system to make sure it doesn't go against itself. And I think that's why, again, I say like it's gonna take some time to make a real ASIC, because anyone can throw one out there, but why would you ever buy an ASIC that's gonna fight itself? That would be the first question I ask someone making one. I'd be like, do you have anything so that it acts like it doesn't have a bunch of power in it? And it like, because that's what I'm not gonna get into it because I'm gonna give away the idea. But yeah, that's where we are with that. Is SolXEN down? I can't connect. SolXEN shouldn't be down. What might be happening with SolXEN is the fees suck. So this is like this is the Tree City West assistant bot. So like I was saying, like right now, because the difficulties are low, it's actually pretty profitable to have one GPU. So it's kind of changed my vision or my vibe on like one GPUs, because if you can stack them together, you get quite a bit of hash power, and that's all that matters is the hash power. So even that's what I'm thinking, even if XENblocks were to stay here and a bare metal community started to come into existence where people from other places looking for the shill, right? And right now they're not showing up because, again, there's no X1 chain, XNM isn't being launched, or XNM isn't transferable. So it's basically a hidden gem, because the only way to get it is to make it. And once it's live and people can learn about it, then we'll see that transition of proof of work users flooding XNM, because it's the new coin to mine, right? And it's the security coin for X1, and it's the coin that clogged up Solana and brought proof of work to Solana, right? So I'm hyped for XENblocks, because again, I think that if it could stay here for another year as people gather hardware, right? As you go out and buy your mining rig that you're gonna do, you would actually mine some Zen blocks at the crib with not a lot of weight, bro. Like, this is pretty cool. Like these A12 1200s, or excuse me, 2000s. So these A2000s are 6 gigabyte. Let's see what they cost. Let's see what they cost. They have a simulator hardware on the market, 200 watts, 300 megahertz, and 24 gigs of RAM, memory, incentive algo for Argon 2. Oh, okay. I wonder, but my question is what does it look like on the XENblocks network with the way that we're using Argon 2? Because we're using it different than the other people, Nemets. So the other people use it to hash on websites. We're using it as a pool. So it is still kind of different from the original design, because you're putting, it's like you're putting an oversized item into water, and it's going, now if you have a little bit of water, it's going to expand, right? So like that's the thing I'm seeing in XENblocks, is even if you dropped an ASIC into the pond, you would fuck it up for yourself. So you still would want to redesign it, even if there's one that exists, because there's not going to be one that exists for that parameter swap between the difficulty and users. I'm going too deep. But you know what I'm saying, Tekken? You can feel it. So you'll keep it up to date. I passed the test. But yeah, so right now, okay, $557 for one of these. 571. So if you can get one for okay, so yeah, so let's say like 1,200 is for two of these, right? And right now, with the right, I don't know why it's like this, but it is. One got 8, one got 16. Oh, okay, that's because this one's 2 days ahead of that one. Okay, so we'll just do one that are the same. So we'll do these two because they started around the same time. So one has 8 XNM and one has 5. So that's 13. That's 1,300 XNM in 2 days that you could go and spend. Like, that's pretty fucking good. It's not like it's one. Like in Bitcoin, you don't even get one block a day. Like, you're lucky if you can get a block in a Bitcoin world. Like, you're also lucky in a lot of these other worlds to get blocks and things like that. So to see XNM still producing with a very low, right? Like with a $500 GPU, you could start grossing value. That's crazy, dude. Let's see, which one else do we have here? 1660, I think. See how much this one is. Oh, it's 1660S, not TI. You cloud ballers. Well, like, what do you call it? The cloud, people in the cloud, they just don't have access. Think of it as like LimeWire. When LimeWire came out, to be honest, I was a little kid, and if I could have bought records at like as fast as I could download songs, I probably would have had the same nature of buying records. But downloading songs is way more superior, right? So the cloud, unfortunately, just beats out IRL because it's access at infinite speed. And that's why there will always be cloud miners if there's access and there's value. And I think that's where XNM has people cornered when it comes to proof of work, because most proof of work is stuck in just bare metal and they can't attract cloud miners because there's no purpose. But with Zen being almost like a miner in the cloud on the EVMs, it's super easy to teach a Zenian why you might want to do cloud mining proof of work coin, you know, and then use the profit like a smart person and buy up, you know, some hardware and start building towards your future, right? If you want to become someone who does have like a little data center or whatnot. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So I got a 2-pack of these, and this is like $400 for 2 of them, right? I have a 2-pack right here for 6 cents a day, or 6 cents an hour, and I've had it for 4 days, and it's made 26 XENM, right? Let XENM, my bad, that's 26 blocks, but in XENM world, that's 206. Yeah, 260, excuse me, because it's just plus 10. Damn, I accidentally said too much on the other one. I said 1,300, but it was really 130. I had an extra 0 on that one. But yeah, so 260. And that's where we have to ask the question of like, how valuable is this experience? I think that's where XENM is going to be expensive. It's based on how valuable the experience is. And if you can just plug and play and make money, people are going to monopolize on top of that shit. They're not going to let you do that. You need to find the education. It's just like AI right now. You can literally go to Vast and make your own everything. That's why Vast is going to blow up too, because on Vast, you can go here and get into the templates, and you can get all kinds of AI stuff that you want to do for 6 cents an hour. Like, why would you go and buy a girlfriend when you can just make one for 6 cents an hour and learn how to save it on your computer and then upload it for 6 cents an hour again? Then someone who's paying $100 to, like, on some ridiculous shit, right? So we already know they're about to pimp the fuck out of AI task market. Again, XENM will have its own AI task market. We don't talk about it much, but it's going to have its own AI task market on top of securing X1 chain. And yeah, I think it's super duper important to get hip to this type of shit, because this is the future. This is where they're moving to. They're leaving you behind with shit coins, and all of the OG infrastructure crypto people are moving into AI, and they're looking for coins that can power that. And that's why, again, this is kid shit. Like the SolXEN, this is some kid shit, man. This is just to make them laugh. But XENM, that's why I can't believe the bro is like, you learn XENM, now you're kind of smart. Like, man, if you don't stop holding yourself back, I don't know what's inside of the camp over there right now, but whatever foo-foo juju shit they're saying, man, save yourself as soon as possible, because they don't care about you. Reading your last comment, second, you make me feel like I'm a little village in Afghanistan. Yo, me and Tekken over here spitting technical facts right now. Look up P102, P104. Let's look that up real fast. What are you giving us with the game? P102. Let's see, GPU. Let's see what comes up. What is this? These are fans. Oh, okay. Some mini GPU shit. Oh, something else is coming up. You talking about this right here? This GeForce 4GB memory card for $74? See, this is where I'm at with it, though. You couldn't essentially, old hardware. Yeah, see, this is where I'm at with it, though. You could essentially build, like, if you're really passionate, you could really build something epic and plug it into xeNFTs. And you have a whole community that's going to be like, wow, you really did that shit. Like, you really built a fucking starship and brought it to the chain. Like, you plugged it in and said, I'm turning it on to mine xeNFTs. So, yeah, man, I mean, I want to get into this. It's like the next adventure for sure, is to build something and bring the technology to the cribbo. I just don't live in the right environment. My house gets hot as shit. So I know I don't live in the right environment. And it would be like investing in a place where I can keep it cool enough to run this type of stuff. Maybe that's 25. That's my thought. But yo, shout out to everybody that was watching today. Went off a little bit, but we back. Might be back tomorrow. We'll see what's up. Believe in Zen. And yeah, man, let them keep dumping. Peace.